Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Guard of the Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Paulo Reed, here with the big bro, Andre Jalil. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, Paul. I'm chilling. How you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I can't complain.
You
know what I'm saying?
Like I can't even be mad at you.
Word. You know what I'm saying? How's the family? Family's doing good.
Excellent, Paul. Hey, look, family's good. How about you? How about the nephews? How they doing? The wife?
They're doing good. Nephews and the wife are doing good. Can't complain, man.
Excellent.
Just getting over a cold. I think Joe's getting over a cold, so it's about time for everybody else to get it. You know.
Yeah. We just got over one of those liver reports from the playmates at the play on the play date, man. It's just I was trying not to get it. I'm like, just cover your mouth. Washing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
He's good. And he had to miss last week, daycare last week, but he's good now.
Yeah, that's good. Some more, man.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to the chat. We got our people in here, Pudges in here. What's going on?
We got people in the chat already. We in here like 2 seconds. Regular Joe up.
You know what I'm saying? Regular Joe. Joe's ready to go already. Look, he says, are the Knicks done, or are they waiting for the KD?
Yo, Joe must have had that question on deck, like waiting. How the fuck he got that whole paragraph in there already?
I honestly don't see anything else they can do to improve this roster unless Donovan.
Forget about Donovan.
Available, which I don't think is likely. Yeah, I don't think Donovan is.
They're not getting rid of Donovan. They'd be stupid to do that.
Nah. After they just traded away Gobert.
I do feel like KD is possible.
It's not, man.
But I don't think it's more possible if in the realm of possibility. But within the realm of possibility, if you could say, if that's what you'd call it, the likelihood out of each, because the Nets is trying to get rid of him. He talked about he want to get traded, but I feel like the Nets should just be like this. Fuck both of y'all. Y'all playing in Brooklyn next year.
Or yeah, they could say that. They could definitely say that. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, y'all don't make the choices. Y'all don't make the choices.
That's it, bro. Yeah. Like playing right here, bro. You signed the contract. Yo, you know how I feel about all three of them.
Yeah, and we don't really want to go. I mean, we talked to he brought up the KD domino. We can get that out of
that's gonna be a domino. But what he said? Are they waiting for the KD? Why would we wait for the KD if KD was in the Nets? It'd be KD in the Nets.
No, he's saying that because then the league basically is just waiting for
that. Waiting, everybody's gonna stand still.
Everyone else can make moves. Yeah.
They like just where he gonna go? What he gonna do? Then they start. But the Nets keep signing people.
Yeah, they keep signing people. They just keep, and it's like, well, I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. The Nets keep signing people. They like, yo, I don't care what y'all do. You gonna say, you know what I mean? Because if you try to make sure you got money freed up, they signing this dude, they signing that dude.
Yeah,
it's
weird. It's weird what's going on over there, but I'm glad it's there. Like I said, like KD said, we're not the cool team, so that's fine. They can deal with that drama over there. Raul, what's going on? He said, "Yo, what's good, my peeps? What's good, bro? How you doing? Oh, you changed, man. I just realized you changed your name. No, it's Raul because it's on Facebook. When he's on YouTube, I think it's RBKL. I think it's something like that. Whatever. My bad. Cody, my boy, said the whole league was waiting on KD to make a move, but the Nets is sending mixed signals. Owner says that he's done with KD and Kyrie, but the staff is telling them they expect KD and Kyrie to be in Brooklyn.
Bro, like think about it. Like really quick. You the Nets. You made the move. You got them both. Now you got to deal with that. I mean, what Kyrie did was like the biggest, the wackest move on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The wackest move. He think he's special other than basketball. And that's what I think.
Right.
I think as far as basketball, he might be a special person. His family loves him, but as far as basketball is why you special. Basketball is why we know you. So when you ain't get a shot, like you want to be the hero of the people. Okay, now you ain't playing no games.
Yeah, I mean it's that whole situation is muddy.
Yeah, you ain't want to get a shot, bro. Like I could see if we turned around and the NBA players was dropping dead or something like, or one.
Yeah, listen. From my standpoint, I don't blame him for not getting a shot, but
that's not why he didn't get it.
But whatever happens, because of you not getting the shot, it's on you. Like y'all getting swept. That has a lot to do with chemistry and you not, you know what I mean, being there for the entire year and having KD Now Nash has to adjust in the playoffs to having you mostly.
Think about this for 1 second. Here's my thing. This is why I'm keeping both of these pussies, right? Because if I'm a GC, right? Just think about it. If I'm a GC, who you getting?
A GC.
I'm sorry. If I'm like, oh no, if I'm the GM, I'm sorry, the GC. If I'm the GM, I'm thinking.
You think of LA, the general contractor.
I'm thinking, the GC. I'm bugging. If I'm the GM and I'm telling you, and you telling me, yo, I want to make a trade for Kyrie and KD, like, who you getting back, bro? You rebuilding after that. Like, who you get?
That's the point. They're like, they want everything.
But check this out. So one pussy says he wants to go to the Suns or to the think about it. He want to go to the number one team in the West, the Suns, or the number one team in the East, which is the Heat last season. Who you getting from the net? If you Miami, who you giving up? You ain't got a team.
Nah, and that's why it's not gonna happen.
If you the Suns, who you giving up? Y'all just went. I don't know. They crashed and burned at the end. I don't know if that'll happen again. You got CP3. You got one of the better shooters in the league.
Still got to figure
out. I don't know what they're doing
with DeAndre. We got to figure out what they're doing with DeAndre.
Yeah, but so what though? Say you get another power, like that's not even a big of a deal. But if they tried to do that, the Nets is like, we don't want him. Y'all trying to get rid of him, what we want him for. This is what I don't understand about teams making it clear they don't want to play it. Like you just ruined your leverage.
Toxic was good, bro. Yeah, man. It's I don't know. Raul says he's going to the Pacers.
Who's Jeffrey?
We're talking about Summer League.
Oh, I'm like, are we talking about the Nets? I'm like, Jeffrey.
If you guys didn't know tonight that they
blew them out today. What happened?
What happened? I mean, first of all, there's back-to-back games where my man Quentin Grimes had 24 points. But the Summer League, can't get too excited. But
hey, some kids can shoot.
The guy's really doing the thing.
I'm excited. Like one thing I really, really want to happen is if they do get rid of somehow, like they talk about that. Like I saw that they cut Taj. We talked about that. And they cut Taj, and I feel bad for Taj because Taj is that guy I would like to be what Udonis Haslem is for the Heat. Like he just there. He don't actually get like playing time like Taj is from New York, whatever the case. I wouldn't have been surprised if he went to the Nets because he's from Brooklyn.
Right.
But damn, I lost it just that quick. What were we talking about? Oh, these kids. I would love to see what's his name go, just so the kids could play. Like these boys could shoot. What's Evan Fournier? If he could go, they talking about him and D Rose, and I like both of them. Well, I like D Rose, but if they going young and they force this coach to coach young players, that's my big thing.
Right.
Yo, this is who we got. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Talking about D Rose and Taj Gibson, like yo, it's over, bro.
I mean, and that's the so all right. Let's get it started. So we went around everything, but we really didn't get down to what we're here to talk about today. So today we're here to talk about obviously the 2022 free agency for the Knicks, of course. So the first domino to fall, of course, was Jalen Brunson. Everybody expected that. Like, that wasn't, news to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So Jalen Brunson signed, and then they also signed Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't know, which I do like. I really do like. So not Frankenstein.
Oh,
Hartenstein.
Instead of Frank, it's a heart.
Actually, instead of Frank, it's a heart. Yes, instead of Frank, it's funny. They do kind of have the same shaped head, but anyway, it's right. Like
it's the haircut.
So Jalen Brunson, of course. Like, what do we need to talk about? It's he's a great, smart basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say great. Let's just tone it down on the words before.
He's great as far as what was available.
For what we're looking for the thing that we've been looking for as a franchise for the last however long we've been a franchise, it seems. But really since basically Stephon Marbury, and it's a move that a lot of people, of course, weren't like too excited about because it's like, all right, well, there's so many other guys out there that you could have gotten, and you spent too much for him. Like, that's the biggest thing we're hearing right now is we spent too much for him.
You believe we spent too much? You think we spent too much?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. 104 million for 4 years. First of all, Anthony Simons from the Portland Trailblazers just got 100 mil. Like,
and he came off a rookie contract, right?
Yeah. Like,
I think
both of them did. Yeah. So I mean, that's the money that's going around right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really get mad at the money that some of these guys get because it's like, all right, well, that's
nothing. They can move.
It's really
that's
nothing.
one of those contracts you could move if we needed to.
And if anything, he was going to get that money anyway. So they're saying that we're going to overpay. I mean, anyway, he would have went. He would have been getting between 22 to 26 million a year.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's too much. Sometimes people really think too much into it. You get a good guard who knows how to run an offense, who can create his own shot. I think he shoots around 70-something% at the basket as a 6'1" point guard, which is something that you love as a point guard. You want your point guard to be able to shoot, but if he can also attack the basket and put pressure at the rim, that's deadly. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Cody says who is he going to get it from? I think Dallas is going to give him 22. I think it was reported that they were going to give him 22.
He was going to get something from his squad. Yeah, from Dallas. Yeah, they were saying, Medellin, and then it says Cuban was talking about, I don't mind, no hard feelings. It's like, shut up, bro. You could have paid him. You could pay him extended him. I think the reason why I think he got this extra money, if you even call it that, I think it's because of his playoff performance.
Yeah, I mean that did add to it.
He stepped up. He stepped up big.
But I mean, also, this is, like I said, this is New York. Tell me why, if you're a free agent, would you come to New York?
It's New York.
I mean, that's the reason you're gonna come to New York. Like, that's because.
Well, I just think you mean like him specifically.
No, any free agent. Like, my point is that for us to get anybody, we're gonna have to overpay. We're gonna pay more than any other team.
But overpay. If we gave him 30 a year, I'd be like, y'all are bugging.
Yeah, like that's really not, to me. It's not really that big of a deal to me. You know what I'm saying? Because
he's getting a little over 25. Everybody's getting. They said he's the 14th highest paid.
His first year is 24, and he's the 14th highest paid point guard in the league. Point guard in the league. You know what I'm saying?
And that's middle of the pack. We got 30 teams. It's like just about the middle of the pack as far as pay grade is concerned.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of like starters, it's middle of the pack of starters. So, I don't know. It's, to me, it's really not as big of a deal as before. Like I said, Anthony Simons just got $100 million for 4 years, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a completely different outlook on Anthony Simons, and he's a lot younger. And yeah, he's good, but is he worth $100 million? You're gonna tell me Anthony Simons is worth $100 million? These are just the salaries. That's just how it goes. And to be honest with you, we had to pay. We're gonna have to overpay somebody. Number one, we're gonna look out for him because we know that his family to the guys that I don't know why this is a surprise to anybody. That number one, he signed here, and number two, that they were gonna look out for him in terms of his contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a surprise.
His dad works for the squad, for the team, for the organization.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the money that's going around. And in a few years, if the guy continues to get better, especially at this rate, if he continues to get better at 25 years old, it's a huge if. A lot of people are just so caught up on the money, and it's like the freaking highest paid, the highest grossing franchise in the league.
And it's New York.
It's New York.
It's New York. He's going to get looked at
sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the Knicks pay.
It's more like when haven't we overpaid for somebody?
I was gonna say, this is what they did. Well, they overpaid Noel, but they got rid of him, and I'm happy they did that.
Right, but they got rid of him because why? He didn't live up to his contract, though. Essentially,
It's
know
like
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
injured all year, bro.
Right. So if Jalen Brunson, you sign him to this contract and he lives up to it and surpasses it, then at this point you kind of have an at a discount. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not caught up on the salary of the Jalen Brunson deal. To me, that's like the least of my worries. Like I don't got to worry about pay. Like if it's good, I think there's a lot of things that they could have done to really mess it up. Like I really don't think it's a terrible move. I'm not gonna give it an A plus. I'd say it's a cool B. It's a B.
I'd say
It's
it's
a
a
B
B
move.
plus. I think it's a B plus. If everything works out well, it'll be an A plus. If we go
Yeah,
to
if
the second
everything works
round
out, yeah,
playoff,
because
it'll
it's
be an
one
A plus.
piece. Yeah, this is one piece. This is not like
Right.
the defining move that we were looking for the franchise, and now we're gonna make our push for the championship. Like no, it's just there
But
was nobody really else on the market that we could have really gotten it.
but here's the issue though with New York with the Knicks,
Mhm.
and this is what I this is what I gather is happening. You know what I'm saying? I think that I don't know for sure, but I would. It sounds like they're not going with what Thibodeau wants.
Uh-huh.
I think Thibodeau wants like a whole different type of a squad. I think he wants older dudes. It seems like the Knicks are going young. That's what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure. We just re-signed Mitch. You know what I'm saying? We went with this other guy, Hartenstein. How old is he? 24?
I think so.
Something like that. Another
Mhm.
young dude. We just signed this dude to a 3-year contract, Sims.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of guys. I think the old guys we got in the squad. We just got rid of Taj. We still got D Rose and we still got Fournier. And I think what's happening is they're gonna make sure that Thibodeau is gonna coach these guys. It seems like they're going young. They're trying to stick with the squad. And I said this a long time ago about the point guard position. It don't have to be a superstar.
Right. Exactly. It
It
doesn't.
don't have to be. But if he's averaging what they said, he averaged 14 points per game. When Luka wasn't there, the few games he averaged 20 something odd points.
Right.
Right. So if he's somewhere close to the off the bench, Brunson with 14, he's averaging more points than any point guard. Which point guard we had to average 14 points? And if Thibodeau lets him run the point, like I feel like they force him to be like, "Yo, this your point guard. He's running the point.
Right.
Stop giving it to Julius." If we still have Julius, I think they're gonna keep Julius. That's my inclination.
I mean, for now, I think they're gonna keep him for now.
Yeah, probably a midseason trade,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how things go.
See, looks all right. So I'm gonna look at it from this perspective here. Let's see, because just putting them in the perspective of the other point guards now that the contracts have been laid out a little bit more. Where are we? Is it this one? Yes.
Yeah, I hear you, Cody.
Okay.
I know he wanna Randall, but Randall might be all right. Randall might be all right. I would love for him. We was hoping
these are the top paid point guards in the NBA. So you're looking at Steph, of course, 40.
I don't know how Jamal Murray up there.
I don't know how. I mean, $31 million a year.
He was nice when he was playing.
Yeah, I mean,
he had Denver Rock in that year.
See, but this is the thing. You usually have to prove your contract. You have to prove that you're worth your contract. And the verdict is still out on that contract. Jamal Murray is very,
Russell,
very
one
good.
of the top paid point guard, top 10.
D'Angelo Russell is clearly overpaid. I mean, he's good, talent good, but what is he going to bring you?
What has he done? Ben Simmons is a big pussy for 35 million. Look at all the pussies they got. Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons.
It's crazy.
Yo, Cap. 100%. Tell me he's not.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 30.
He's young. How he get 30 million? What do you do to get that?
De'Aaron Fox at 30. Chris Paul at 28. Kyle Lowry at 28. And then you have Jalen Brunson. Then you have Jalen Brunson at 14 in the NBA at 24 million.
Don't want to listen to me. How Kyle Lowry getting all that money? I mean, that was based off of what he had already done for his job.
What happened? You said Kyle Lowry? I mean, and that's the point that I'm proving. 36 years old, 28 million. Chris Paul, 37 years old, 28 million. Like, that's crazy. I mean,
come on. Keep going down. Let me see who's getting paid more than these dudes getting paid more. Oh, it starts to fall over real bit. Derrick Rose
See,
is
but
20.
this is what I'm saying. John Morant, clearly John Morant's contract is
Well,
going to be
he's still under that. That's the
yeah. He just signed an extension. He's clearly going to be above Jalen Brunson. When that goes through. Who else? Darius Garland. He just re-signed his contract. He's going to be above Jalen Brunson. So Jalen
that
Brunson's going to
Kemba
drop
Walker
down.
number. He'd probably be in the top 10 if you consider the contract that he's still getting paid from what was that? The what squad they traded him? North Carolina. They traded him over to the who they traded him to, man? Why is it Oklahoma City? So they still paying him. So that he's
Oh yeah. I mean, but he's still not getting paid in the 20s. I mean, he's probably got paid most of that contract already. I think he only had
they did it like that. They don't break it up in like over time.
No, I think I mean, like I said, I think you only got to pay him per year. So I think it was only like 2 years left on that deal. So I think they paid one and then we paid the other or half or whatever. I don't know how that goes or whatever. However the other went. I'm just glad he's not here anymore. So basically right here. So John Morant and who was the other one that I mentioned? Darius Garland. They both just re-signed their contracts. So they're going to be above. So Jalen Brunson's going to drop down to about 16th highest paid in the NBA point guards. So let's talk about like Mike Conley.
Remember when Mike Conley was the highest paid point guard in the league?
Right. But I mean, is Mike Conley better than Jalen Brunson right now? Like I'm not gonna say
not right now. I don't think anybody talking. Mike Conley, nice.
Nah, Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon's not better than Jalen Brunson.
He's a point guard.
Technically. Terry Rozier, no. Fred VanVleet's the only one that I would say could be better than Jalen Brunson. Spencer Dinwiddie.
You can argue.
It's an argument.
You can make an argument for sure.
Marcus Smart. No, not Marcus Smart. I'm not doing that for Marcus Smart. Dejounte Murray, maybe. Defender.
But I don't see him as a floor general running the squad though.
Yeah, but like so basically what I'm just saying is like I don't think like he's not but a few million off of what he would have been getting paid anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like or versus guys that are around his talent level.
That's what I was just saying, Cody. Yeah, he was the highest paid point guard at one point.
Yeah. So I mean it's trust me, no one wants to give anyone a lot of money. I get it. But I don't really think that the money that we gave him was that huge. I mean, it's a lot of money, but not that big of a deal. Who else we got in the chat here? We got in the chat. Oh, it was good. King Ribby. Salute, chat, hit those likes. My boy, what's going on, fam? Of course, you got the cuz on here. Tune, what's going on, family?
Steve, what up, baby?
What's going on? Who else we got? Everybody else was already in here. So I haven't hit the chat in a minute. So where did we go? They paid him out camera contract with Anderson.
That's what I'm saying. OKC paid him already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they owed him, but they probably gave him a little less than what they owed him. Yeah. Whatever they agreed to. Then the Knicks paid him, what was it, $9 million a year, something like that. We got him on the cheap. Mm-hmm. Thibodeau hated him. Thibodeau gave up on him. Thibodeau gave the point guard work to Julius.
Yeah. So that's that. And then we have Isaiah Hartenstein, who clearly is something a lot of fans are excited about because number one, he's not just a big, he can stretch the floor a little bit. He can his passing game, to me, that's the most impressive part of his game to me. I love how he keeps his head up on on the floor. A lot of these centers just they get the ball and they don't know what to do. I'm starting to see in some of these summer games, Jericho Sims is putting the ball on the floor a little bit too, and that's like, okay, that's what you want to see.
I almost don't want him to do too good because I like the kid. I think he's got a bright future. He's got a lot to work on.
Yeah,
but he's like the third center now. Like, you know what I mean? Can he go to the play for the G League? He's not on that two-way no more.
It's over. He's going to be in the team. I mean, let's be real. Like, there's going to be matchups where he might, Tibbs might play him ahead of Hartenstein. He might do it. I mean, they didn't sign him to be the second guy off the bench per se. They did say the backup. Actually, they did say that. They did say they were looking for a backup to Mitch when they were looking for centers. So I don't know.
Yeah, they signed that dude man quick. They had his eye on him all summer.
Yeah, they definitely were
all
interested
spring,
in
summer. They was like Hartenstein. It was I bet.
I'm telling you, there's going to be a point of the season where there's going to be a certain part of Knicks fans where they're just going to be like, we need to start this guy over Mitch. And I'm like,
I think because that's how it looks. Because Mitch is not offensively, he could catch a lob, all that stuff. He don't create for shit. And Hartenstein, from what I understand, could shoot threes here and there.
Yeah, he can shoot. He can shoot. I mean, the guy's impressive. You know what I mean? I'm excited for him. I'm excited for what he can bring to the team.
100%.
I think that he hasn't. I think he's played a few places. He played in Houston. I think there was somewhere else he played. Then he played in LA, of course, on the Clippers. And it was just he was on the Clippers. And then I'm like, how has this guy been in the league and I've never heard of him? You know, I mean, of course I've seen him play every now and then, but it was just like, yo, where did this guy come from? But I think he's gonna be somebody pretty, I guess he's gonna add a different dynamic to the bench because now if he's not your backup big, he's bringing a little bit more creation than Taj Gibson was ever bringing. Of course, it's gonna bring more creation than Jericho Sims as your backup. I mean,
the front office just said, Tibbs, calm down. We'll call you when we have we call you when we got the lineup. You can do whatever you want to do.
Whoever we say to play.
Whoever we get in here is who you playing. All these old dudes, forget it.
Yeah, man. Like, and that's the thing about the front office that was bothering me before is like they were accommodating too much to Tibbs' needs. And I'm like, listen, yo, like I get it. You want to make your coach feel comfortable, but if he's proven that he can't, make it work.
You can't navigate with the squad you have. Why are we giving you who you want?
Right, exactly. You're proving to me that you can't adjust.
These young kids, get Grimes out there, get McBride out there.
Right.
What you talking about? D Rose, I love you, bro, but sorry.
Right.
And I don't mind D Rose off the bench, though. Let me just say that.
I don't mind D Rose off the bench, but I don't think Rose is gonna be here for another full year.
You got Cam sitting on the bench, like it's retarded, bro.
Yeah. I think Cam. That doesn't. I also think Cam is gone. I don't think I would like to see Cam Reddish get a chance.
I would love to
if he's not if they're not giving, they haven't changed their stance on Cam Reddish since like the middle, since they've a few weeks after they traded
him up. It's my thing. Why they do that?
I don't know. I don't know why they picked
him up. I don't think it was a bad pickup. We just had guards all over the place. We had guards.
They were thinking about getting rid of the pick because they weren't sure if the Charlotte pick was going to turn into something. And I mean, if you're going to make that trade at that point of the season, and everybody at that point thought it was a pivot towards the timeline of the youth. All right, you're getting younger, you're bringing in guys who are going to demand more minutes, and then you don't play him. He had a few DNPs before he even played, and then when he did play, he played like 5-10 minutes. And it's like
he was giving them garbage minutes.
Yeah, and then you hear that he got into
the lineup, though. Don't get me wrong. You had the lineup. D Rose came back for a little bit. He was just off the bench point guard. We're not winning with Legion. What up? We're not winning with this though. Like that. That's like my whole thing. And I love D Rose. I love to see D Rose successful in New York. That would be dope.
Right.
It would be. He was averaging 14 points. Was the first season when we got him. Whatever the case. And now you got these young kids sitting there looking at you. And what I was happy to see that these kids didn't play anymore. They did. Quickly and Obi. I'm glad that they was like, nah, we got these other guys because now these dudes are pretty much, y'all set. Y'all off the bench right now, whatever the case. Those are like your starters off the bench, so to speak. Right. You know what I mean? So now you got they established. So they letting these kids. You see, Grimes can shoot. Both of them can really shoot. Both of them can really defend. They both better defenders than D Rose. I don't care. Like even if they can't score, but they can.
Mm-hmm.
D Rose is if he's scoring 14 points per game, I think Grimes or McBride could get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they could shoot. And you know, D Rose was shooting good the last few seasons.
Yeah.
But he can't really defend like that. He never was really like a great defender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I've been saying, Cody, I've been saying about Tibbs since the first year. It was like, all right, we got Tibbs. We got like the official coach. We got like a real coach. And then it's just like we looking at what he's doing. And I remember I was asking that first season, I was like, yo, is it the coaching? So it sounds like the front office is really putting them in a position like, go ahead, like, nah, here you go. And they still got 7 picks for the future. The trades have to be made.
Yeah, but I think they came out with a statement that basically said we have 22 picks over the next 7 years, and it's 11 in the first and 11 in the second. So I'm like, that's pretty interesting. You know, that's kind of what you want.
They got leverage if they need to make a trade, because if you're trying to move Fournier and you move Rose, if you package them 2 and a pick in the first and a pick in the second, you still got 6.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, to me, I think they did okay. You know what I mean? They put themselves in position for a future. You know, you keep hearing that they're building for this trade that might become available at some point. You know what I mean? Which we hope happens. But until that happens, we're gonna be, you know, same old Knicks fans. You know how that goes. But I don't know, man. It's to me, I just want them to continue to make smart moves, and a lot of these moves frustrate us. But let's be honest, if they made any of these moves 10 years ago, by now we'd be in a completely different position. These are the moves that we have to make because of the position that we had to dig ourselves out of. Like we can't just operate like any other franchise. Not only do you have to fix the way your franchise is ran and how your roster is structured, you also have to clean out all of the bad, you know, noise that surrounds your team. You know what I mean? In the media, over all of those years, you were the laughingstock of the league. It takes a while for that to settle, for that dust to settle. You know what I mean? So, but it also happens when you consistently make the right moves. And, you know, these guys have drafted pretty much well in the past few years. They've made smarter moves. That's not the smartest, but smarter moves than they have.
I mean, we got mad picks, bro.
Yeah, we got a lot of picks.
If you're gonna have a whack squad and you got 7 picks sitting there,
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
In this,
right, and that's the thing. You know, it's different than like what OKC is doing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, all right, well, what do they just have all these 20?
They stockpiling. Yo, what Utah gave up for what's this kid's name?
Rudy. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
If teams are stockpiling picks like that, like, yo, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're smart enough to do. This is my thing. I'm glad they're smart enough to do that. It sounds like they're gearing up for a new coach next year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like
not this season, the next season. It sounds like they're gearing up like mid-season, if he does terribly, he out.
Yeah, I think they're giving him one more chance. You know, I think it's kind of like, you know, all right, we're going to give you the team we want you to coach. We're going to give you the team that we want you to coach. You know what I mean? And let's see if you can coach this team. And, you know, I guess we'll see. At this point, you get all the veterans are gone. Burks is gone. Kemba's gone. I mean, he didn't play Kemba anyway.
That stung a little bit. I always like Burks. I felt like Burks.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Burks.
And I don't think like that. That boy he shot us into some games.
Mr. Reliable.
And one thing I felt about Fournier really quick. Did he set the record like by far for the Knicks?
Say it again.
Didn't he set the record by far for the Knicks? Like 281 3-pointers made?
Yeah. He set the record that was recently held by John Starks.
Yeah, so he had, I think 218 was the number, 219.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, by far. So I'm like, all right, so they looking at it like, yo, we're giving you a shooter. Like, this dude could shoot. He could shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Smash that thumbs up word, regular Joe. And, you know, so it's not like he's a bum, like on a defensive end. He's just a liability, man. It's just like bad.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what Cody said is interesting. He said it was Julius that got rid of Kemba. I think Julius started crying. But
Yeah,
now,
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm glad that happened though. Sadly,
yeah,
you know, what I mean, I think not. I don't want to say I'm glad that happened. I'm gonna take that back. I don't mean it like that. I do think that the Kemba move was a temporary move anyway. You know what I'm saying? I do like the signing of Jalen Brunson because he brings a lot of the dynamic that, first of all, a lot of what the old Kemba used to bring you.
the young Kemba would
Yeah,
have,
the
you
younger
know what I
Kemba.
mean? We
Yeah.
had old Kemba, but he's like, you know, he's not as fancy with the handle, but he's just as good. Killer from the mid range.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He attacked the
His
basket, put
floater's
pressure at the
dope.
basket. Yeah. And that's what made Kemba so
So
dangerous.
Demba.
So
That's what
Bemba.
made Kemba so
Kemba
Demba.
Sobemba. That's what made Kemba so dangerous back in the day, was the fact that he wasn't just, he didn't just have the handle. He could attack the basket, so you had to guard him. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, all right, you're just gonna fake attack the basket. That's why I have my concerns with certain guys like McBride. I want to see him attack the basket a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't dislike the kid. That's just something I want to see him improve. I want to see him get to the basket a little bit.
Just in general.
Easier. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that Kemba couldn't do anymore. And unfortunately, that was part of the reason why our offense was a little bit stagnant last year, because if he wasn't hot from three, he wasn't really bringing you anything else, because he couldn't penetrate the defense and dish out at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. So I'm happy for Kemba, because now he can go somewhere where he can feel comfortable. He's a happy-go-lucky guy, and for him and Julius to have whatever they had, and between them two, and for that to affect Kemba, you saw it in Kemba's face. Like, I don't even want him to be around that kind of stuff, because he's just not that kind of person.
So that's what you mean by you happy that happened? Yeah,
like I'm happy it happened, because it's Kemba didn't need to be around that. You know what I'm saying? That kind of energy. So Cody also said, I truly believe Cam is a star. If he can never get a role and get comfortable, he's never had a consistent role, and when he has, he's dominated. Cam was higher rated than Zion and RJ coming out of high school. He used to dominate RJ and Zion at Duke when we went versus in practice. I just want to see him. I want to see him do it on the NBA level, man.
Yeah, but when you look at him play, he never looks comfortable yet. Like if he's like, yo, I'm in here.
Yeah. That's another thing.
Like I'd rather see him. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we still have Fournier, I'd rather see him start and Fournier off the bench with the firepower. You know?
See, my thing is so the thing with Cam to me has never been his talent. I think talent-wise, if we're talking about talent, like
he's up there.
Just talent, like the skill that he has.
Yeah,
he's probably all around the most talented player on our roster. That's the most frustrating part to me, from what I've seen. With
he needs
Cam
the time.
Reddish.
He needs the opportunity to at least get that out. Because I'm not saying that I believe that he should be starting, but I think if we go like this is the squad, if we have this kid, he should either be the starter or the main guy off the bench at that position, small forward or whatever the case may be.
But there's been plenty of players in this league that have had extreme skill and talent, and it just doesn't line up in him.
What's his name is the main one? Who's that point guard we got? We thought we were good. He came, we got him. We sent him to
Raymond Felton?
Junior.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah, he's another one with outrageous talent, and it was just like, dude, what the fuck happened to you?
Like, what is your brain going through? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that, I don't want to compare them too, but what I'm saying is, I want to see you actually put that talent. Like, we shouldn't be asking this question. You've been in the league just as long as RJ and Zion. Yes, you haven't had that many minutes, but at the same time, coaches are going to give those minutes to guys who are talented enough and show and practice every day that they should be on the floor. So that's my thing. My thing is why is it that now two different coaches, actually three, because he played under two coaches in Atlanta, and now he's playing for Thibodeau. So Now there's 3 coaches that haven't just given you minutes. To me, that says that there's either you're not receiving instruction well, so coaches don't know how to approach you. Because my thing is that if you're a talented player and you can get along with the coach and have a good relationship with the coach, there should be no reason why we can't find minutes for you. That's just it. Because if you're talented and you can have a good line of communication with a coach, there should be no reason why you're not developing, because they're going to give you those minutes. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of these other guys are more receptive to the information that Tibbs, especially because of the top style of coach that Tibbs is. Now, am I saying that Tibbs is the guy for Cam? No. Maybe Johnny Bryant could be that guy, and maybe it could work out that way. Maybe that's how it has to happen. But there's certain coaches that just can't coach a guy like Cam. You know what I'm saying? There's certain ways that you have to approach a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Bryant is one of the guys that can relate to Cam in that training facility, especially when these guys are coaching and stuff like that. But, sometimes from what I'm seeing from the outside looking in, I can see somewhat of not an attitude, but a little bit of an ego, yo, I'm good. Why do I got to prove it to you? Just give me the minutes. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, all right, I'm going to come in early.
I'm going to bust some ass.
Yeah, come in, work hard early, be in the gym, be the first one in, last one out kind of mentality. It's if you don't have that for certain coaches, they're not going to believe you want it. And sometimes that's all the coach wants to see. They know you have the talent. Sometimes they just want to see you prove that you actually want it, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make any sense for that. Cody says, so is that why Obi isn't playing? Because Tibbs doesn't think he's good enough. I mean, that's possible. I mean, I'm one to believe that if there was another power forward here outside of Obi Toppin, I wouldn't be surprised if Tibbs was playing him more than Obi, but Tibbs plays a lot of guys over young guys. I don't want to take that as,
the only reason why Obi's not getting minutes is because of Julius Randle was at his position ahead of him.
I don't want to say that neither. I'm not convinced that
at this point.
I'm not 100% convinced that Obi Toppin can be a starter. To me, I don't when he started, he had good minutes. I mean, he played well, but it's different when a team is game planning for you. It's completely different. So I don't want to say that Obi can be a starter, because if it wasn't for Julius, all right, then we're gonna find out all of those real flaws that Obi has, and then we're gonna be mad. Not that we would rather Julius, but it's just sometimes you gotta. Same thing with Quickly. We could put Quickly in a starting point guard role, and then find out things about Quickly that we really don't want to find out when you compare him to other starting point guards. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's okay that we right now just letting Quickly ease into that point guard role. Maybe if they do trade roles, Quickly can be the certified point guard off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But it's a lot to do with the coaching. Like Tibbs, Cody says, the issue is Tibbs has to have his type of guys, or he doesn't know what to do. It seems if he's got to go outside of his normal stuff, he's not effective. Exactly. So Obi is only limited to power forward. That's a great point here. Like I said to one of my friends the other day, I said,
I see him doing 3, not 5.
I mean, I don't care what position it is. There should be no reason why he hasn't ran next to Julius Randle more often than he has. Simply because if you look at the spacing issues that he has, and I've said this so many times, yeah, y'all probably know exactly what I'm going to say. The spacing issue between having Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson on the floor together, because they both get their points primarily in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Especially the fact that you have someone like Mitchell Robinson. If I'm guarding Mitchell Robinson, I know Mitch is not going to shoot a 3-pointer. So if he steps out there, I'm not going to guard him out there. I'm staying right next to the paint. So if Julius Randle cuts to the basket or he starts to drive and his man, I'm going to double him every single time. So that's the problem of running them in a starting lineup so much together, is that, yeah, you have that rim protection, but at the same time, what you're losing is the ability to have easier baskets for Julius. Because if you have Obi's man who might be the 5, or even if Julius is the 5, and you have Obi out in the corner, and you got RJ at the wing, and you got Fournier and your point guard at the top, no one's gonna have anyone else that's gonna stop Julius Randle at that point. You just have to create space for him. So I don't know why they haven't ran. Because even if Obi Toppin isn't a floor spacer, he's still going to make easier reads, and he's harder to guard on the perimeter than Mitchell Robinson is, because Mitchell Robinson is not going to be on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just think that's something that the coach should really do a lot more often, is get into playing guys that stagnate the offense a little bit, that to create easier jump shots, because that's all it's about. If you can't get any easy, like I said to you the other day, if you can't get easy baskets, that's it. You shouldn't have to break down into an ISO every single time you need to get a basket. That's terrible offense every single time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that he needs to work a lot more on just his rotations. You know, he tries to stay too traditional sometimes, and I think that's to his demise. I don't know how you feel about that. I talked a lot.
As far as Tibbs,
yeah.
Like I said, I believe that Obi is. I don't believe Obi is better than Julius. I think Obi is a different type of player.
Right.
Different type of free. You see him, he gets out in the fast break. He's not lazy. The kid wants to run. The kid is going to dunk on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's an exciting style of play. I think he runs that baseline. He's not screaming for the ball. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like the reason in the situation we had, he's behind Julius, is because Julius is the starting power forward. He's like our star player. So you're not going to put Obi over him. I don't care if you think he's better. Even if you thought Obi was better, he's not. He would have to prove that. You know what I'm saying? He had bad night shooting and so forth and so on. I do like the idea of him being next to him if that works out. So like if you slid him down, put him at the 3, you keep Mitch at the 5. They just paid Mitch. They got to play him at the 5. There's no way they're going to put Obi out there. And you got Mitch and you got Hartenstein.
No, not to start. But just like when you bring in the rotation guy, instead of Hartenstein, sometimes you might bring in.
Well, I always say that I'm a big believer on whatever the situation calls for, that you switch it up.
Right.
But if you put him at the 3 and then you put RJ at the 2, and then we had, if that works, because that's a bigger lineup. Now you got a big small forward. You got a big small forward on the floor. Then you got RJ you got to deal with at the 2. Right. I don't know. I don't think RJ is like the quickest. I like the 2s to be quick for whatever reason. That's just in my head. But I think RJ would do a great job if he's next to. If you got Brunson handing these guys the rock, I just think that would be a fun lineup every now and again. I don't think if that's the starting lineup or whatever the case.
Mm.
But I don't believe that Tibbs at this point is the best option for us to run the squad. That's just my whole thing with that. No matter what we got, I don't think Tibbs is the guy. I just think he's too stubborn. I think he's too old school. I would love to have like a coach like the Celtics coach. You have somebody like that walk up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, these dudes who understand the players and believe these players. It's just like this old school shit is starting to get real whack.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's that style of basketball is phasing out of the league. So at this point, it's kind of like, all right, well, you're good for the intangibles, like, the things that you need to know about the game of basketball. But when it comes to like style of coaching and style of basketball, it's a little bit different.
Like I feel like you get off your high horse. I feel like he knows the game better than what the game is today.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
I mean, even Pop is having problems adjusting.
He's having a hard time adjust, and they just let go of their point. That's I don't know these. I would love to be a GM or something like that. I'd be like, y'all letting I ain't letting him go. No, what y'all talking about?
Yeah, you kidding me?
We're gonna build, let's build this draft capital or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Cody says, I don't know if Obi can guard threes around the league. Yeah, I don't think he can guard a lot of the threes around the league.
I don't either. He got the length, but that's about it.
KD. To his defense, to Obi's defense, there's like a handful of guys that can guard any of those guys anyway. But I understand your point for sure. Like, there's not a lot of guys at that position that I'm comfortable with him guarding. But that's with running him.
But they got to guard him too if he's moving like he moved.
Well, the thing
bigger,
is that none of them are going to be. No one has proven to stop Obi's leaking out in the fast break thing. Like that's just something that he does. It brings a little bit more fluidity to the offense. It's not as stagnant, and that's where he gets his points. You know what I mean? Let's really be honest. He's not like going to get a lot of his points in the half court unless he hits an open three or somebody finds him on the cut, you know. But he makes easier baskets. This is, you know, that's the thing about him versus Julius is, yeah, Julius is the better player, but Obi gets easier baskets. It's weird how that happens.
That's all I'm saying. It's a style of play.
Style of play.
But I like him at the 4.
Yeah. Oh, we got our number one hater in the building. What's going on? What's going on, Dante? What's going on? So yeah. So all right, I'm gonna finish off here. Talking about the lineup, since we're already talking about the lineup, I feel as though they should run a lineup of Mitchell Robinson as your starting 5. Of course, Julius, while he's still here, is your starting 4. RJ is your 3. Grimes as your 2. You're starting 2, and Brunson as your point guard. And to me, and it's not just because, and I said this before I saw him play any summer league game at all. I just think it makes more sense to have 2 wings. You know what I'm saying, in the in your starting lineup, especially when you have Brunson, who's a little bit smaller. So you don't want to have Brunson there with Evan Fournier. Your starting defense is going to be just as bad as it was last year. It's going to be just as bad as it was last year. Our point of attack defense was terrible. Just for that. Right. Our point of attack defense was terrible last year simply because we ran Kemba and Fournier as our backcourt. And you know what I'm saying? Like it was the worst in the league for almost all the entire, until Kemba wasn't playing. So I wouldn't suggest running Fournier again at the starting position. I just think and I always was comfortable with Fournier. I never disliked him. I just think it makes more sense for him to run off of the bench because it allows him to be whoever the hell he wants. Take whatever shot you want. I don't care if you're coming off the bench. I don't care what. J.R. Smith took crazy shots, but all right, he's not starting. Cool. He's not going to mess up the starting unit's chemistry. And I think sometimes that's kind of what you risk when you have a guy like Evan Fournier, unless his percentage is so high that it makes sense to, start him. And he's a great defender, i.e. Klay Thompson, somebody like that. It doesn't make sense to start him. And I just think that you run Brunson, you run Grimes, who's a great perimeter defender, and you got RJ, who's a good two-way player as well. And then you have Julius, who's, if you haven't seen pictures of Julius, he's slim the hell down. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, he lost a lot of weight. Like, he looked like he could be a small forward kind of thing. It's kind of weird. But let me see if I can find a picture of it. It's weird.
And if he's doing that on purpose, that means he's serious about what he's doing.
And well, if you remember last year, coming into the season, his good year. If you remember the way he came into the season, Tibbs was so impressed because he was the most, like he said, he was the most in shape player on the roster, coming into this year. And that's what you want. You want a more focused Julius. Julius got paid last year. He came back like, I'm that guy. And you could tell, like, he put on a little bit more weight than, he did previously, than he was previously. So, I just think that he has to just come in and be focused. And if you don't want to be here, we'll get you somewhere where you can be happy. But you got to be focused. Like, you got to do your thing. You can't come in and just have, be on this high horse and just, I don't know. But maybe he's trying to get more athletic, which it looks like it's possible. If you really hold on, let me show you.
Yeah, Cody said he hope it's working out and not depression.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of weird. You see? So
I look crackish.
He looked crackish. You crazy. There's another picture of him. Hold on. Actually, let's see. Let's go to photos.
Boy, that look. I really hope that he's healthy.
Where's that
I
picture that
really
I saw?
hope.
Work this off season. Yeah, they stupid. Where is that? He was at the summer league game last night as well.
Oh
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah, that's him right
What
there.
lost weight, bro?
He lost a lot of weight.
Bro, how you lose that kind of weight?
I don't know. He lost a lot of weight, bro.
Yo, him and Obi like the same size. It looked like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo,
Absolutely.
you can move him down a small forward. He stays small like that.
So this is what people have been saying. That the adjustments to the lineups is like, can Julius play small forward now? And I'm like, well, who's gonna play? So who can play the three? Like, I don't trust.
I don't like him at the
him
three
or
either,
I don't trust. Yeah, that's I'm like I don't trust. I trust him just as much as I trust Obi at the three defensively. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. To me, like, I don't know. So Brunson can run the show. Like, I think he can.
But I don't mind him as a lighter up power forward, and he can move and he dribble. Like, I don't know what he's working on. If he's working on his handle, spin moves, or whatever. But if he stays at that position and he's in better shape and he can run,
he says,
you know
somebody
what I mean?
says, is that Jose says, is that Chris Rock or Julius Randle?
They said he's fasting. Yeah, that's a hell of a fast right there,
bro. That is he lost at least 20, 30 pounds since the last time we seen him. Like, that's kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
It is, because you don't know. You like, it could be anything.
It could be anything. There's another picture. There was another picture of Julius Randle that I saw. Why can't I find it? I can't find it. Oh well. But long story short, he's lost a lot of weight, and it's starting to make people, think about different lineups.
He can't be anything other than he could probably move to the 5, but that we got people for the 5. He's got to be power forward.
He slimmed down too much for that at this point.
Is that how does he look there? Was that a recent one? That picture you just?
Which one? I think.
Yeah, you just had it. He was interviewing. The lady interviewed him at the game.
Oh no, that was old. That was last year.
Oh,
that was last year. I'm trying to find that picture that I saw this year. I mean, just yesterday. What is going on here? All right, so there was another picture of him somewhere, and I was like, "Wow, dude! Like, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, is everything good, bro?" Okay, I can't find it. Oh well.
So, because you see, Carmelo did that too. Drop down. Oh, there you go. Look, bully ball. Get off me.
Oh well, y'all remember this? We don't want to revisit that.
Oh, is this the thumbs down joint?
Yeah.
What?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Spitting on everybody.
Spitting on everybody. I'd have been like, oh.
I'd be like, oh. I'm going to sue you.
Yeah,
for defecation.
He spit on me.
I'm suing you for defecation. All right, well, I can't find it.
Either way, we got to see. I'm looking forward to see, like you said, after the dust settles, who the Knicks pick up. If anybody is like, maybe somebody likes Brunson and they like, yo, I came to a buyout. I'll go to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I think there's still other moves. I think after the KD saga, if they move him, which I don't think they should, I think the Nets should run it back. If I'm the GM, I'm like, yo, you could request all you want. Imagine you taking Russell Westbrook back for Kyrie. What y'all doing?
I don't know.
I don't know, bro. It's just.
Did you see what he said?
What? Is it crack legal in New York now? Certain amount of ounces, bro. If you
No, it's not crack. It's weed. And you should know. You're from New York, Dante. He said, bro, if you really think about it, we're deep, very, very deep, solid.
That's what I'm saying. We got a squad, bro.
We got a squad. All right, so
that's right now.
Go ahead.
You know who I always liked? What's his name over there in the Kings now?
Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes, like a player like that, as like your real 3.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I just like that kind of player. Athletic. He could defend. He could play. He's still in that age range. He a little older, but I don't know if he's as old as Fournier. But like a player like that, you know, if you're talking about these, but I don't really think that it's a big deal to package Rose and Fournier for that, because I don't think we need somebody who's like the best shooter ever for the squad to be better. We need somebody who could defend.
Well, I don't want to trade both Rose and Fournier. I do want to see if we can get off of Rose. I mean, get off of Fournier, and then let that rock. And then because I still like Rose as our backup, but at the end of the day, I do want to see Rose somewhere where he can be successful towards the end of his career and help a team win or get deep into the playoffs, get some success that he's never really had before.
They might let Chips have him. They be like, all right, that's your last one. Him and Fournier or whatever, that's it. Because we ain't got no more old dudes. Who's the oldest dudes on the team now? Brunson? Who we got?
Nah, I mean, Julius is older than Brunson.
Julius, we got Julius up there. Fournier, of course, and D Rose. And after that, it's like kids.
Rose.
So I'm saying Rose.
Yeah.
Rose, Fournier, and Julius. That's
right.
it. Everybody else is kids.
That's it.
I love that the Knicks is going in that direction.
Yes, that's a fact. So he's a
I think you're right. But that's why with the draft capital we got, I think we have a shot at that. If we ever get a number 1 pick or 2 or 3 again.
And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think RJ is gonna be in the All-Star game this year. That's just me personally. If you look how much you want to put on it? I'll put 20 in.
All right, I bet you 20 he won't. And I like 20. RJ. I hope I'm 20. Wrong.
No, I mean I want you to be wrong.
All-Star
that's just the, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, like, and that's it's gonna be hard for him to do, but he might get in as like a coach's decision, like the last guy, somebody get hurt and he get in there. I'm like, yes, he made it in there. This is posing, but I'm gonna be honest.
I got to believe it, bro. Just for you saying that, I get you son. That's my $50. Come on.
Nah, you crazy. It's 20. So yeah, he
come on, 25. Make it work.
He averaged 20. He's stupid. He averaged 25 from the All-Star game going, to the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think that he can do if he's going to be the focal point of the offense or, one of the main guys. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he got, enough All-Star votes to be considered to be an All-Star, even if it was one of the last guys in. Because, I mean,
there's a lot of dudes ahead of him.
There's a lot of guys ahead of him in the Eastern Conference. There's a lot of guys in the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna have to show a lot. Like he's gonna have to really.
I think RJ. I have a suspicion that RJ is really going to be a lot better this year, and that's because that's the work ethic he has. He's always reminded me of Kobe. Like just the mindset that Kobe had. That all right, not that he was Kobe talented. It's the mindset. It's just the training until you get to wherever you.
Oh, that's what he's doing right now. He out there training. He in the gym.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you know what? Let me look that back up because I was looking out to. Where is it? Drew Hanlon. Everybody knows Drew Hanlon. That's the guy who
who else want to get on that bet? Who else want to get on that bet for RJ making an all-star team this season? The coach's decision at the end of the bench.
It's possible. I don't know why you're acting like it's not possible. I mean, injuries happen. A lot of guys can get injured. And then boom.
I mean, injuries just makes it's off. All bets are off if there's an injury. But healthy.
No, I'm saying injuries happen, and he can get in there because certain guys are injured.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's how Porzingis got into the All-Star game like that. I mean, hold on. Here we go.
$25.
This is what he said. So,
yeah, you lost it that quick.
Me?
Oh. Yeah, it was something different just now.
No, it wasn't because I had to go back to the source. So it said, what's RJ focusing on improving this summer? Finishing and creating. That's his trainer. That's the guy he's been training with since he's been a rookie. Yeah, and he's been getting better every single year. And RJ is the kind of guy who doesn't like to show a lot on social media until like training camp. Then you'll see him like he might post a video here or there. He's kind of a low-key kind of guy. But to me, I just have confidence in the kid. He's just shown me that every year he's gotten a lot better. He averaged, I think, 20 points this year, which is 3 points more than he averaged last year. And you know,
he started shooting better. He started shooting better the second half of the season.
So I mean, if he has a full season like he had the second half of the season, I do think that he can average somewhere around 22 points per game, especially if he's, you know, one of the main guys. He had so many 30-point games last year. Let's not forget, RJ had a ton of 30-point games with and without Julius Randle in the lineup. That's just this. They call him Star J for a reason. He's the kind of guy that's going to have a lot of, you know, just. He's. I think he's going to be good. I think it's gonna be good. A lot of people, it's hard for people to see it and believe it. Cody said he got 20 on the 2. You know what I'm saying? I bet you a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich that RJ makes it.
Nah. By the time you get that to me, by the time you deliver that sandwich, be back. 25 for both of y'all. 25 for both of y'all. And I'm gonna laugh when y'all give me my $25.
Yes, I know RJ personally, bro. Come on, son.
I'm laughing at both you and Cody when I get my $25. When you pass it to me, I'm like this. Ha! What I told you.
Come on, bro. From December 31st to the end of the season, it was. Yeah.
So that was last season.
That was 25 points per game.
That was last season.
Even last season, he's getting better every year.
I hope he does. I honestly hope he does. I just don't think he's gonna be there. Even if he does get better, I feel like the way they don't put him on the what was that, rookie of the year? They didn't give him rookie on the rookie or rookie team.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't put him on that. There's just something about his game where they not getting him up there. They not putting him on.
I love that, and I love that
they've gonna break out that. He gonna break out of that.
Oh, I love those. My thing is, I love that they've always left him off of those lists because RJ is the kind of guy that don't forget shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he uses it all as a fuel. It's like a bunch of chips that keep stacking.
Yeah, I hope it's fuel for him. I don't want to lose $40 to y'all too, but I just believe y'all gonna. I'm getting $40 from.
Bro, I'm telling you, the guy trains. He trains with Drew Hanlon.
Everybody's training.
And Jason Tatum. All summer long.
You gonna put him in the class with Jason Tatum now?
That's not what I said. I said he trains with him. Is what I said. If you really want to be technical,
let me ask you something. You taking him over Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum said, no, I'm not. Jason Tatum said, because I believe Jason Tatum's probably the best player, that's the best young player going forward. But Jason Tatum said that, you know, this turning point of their season was when RJ Barrett hit that game winner and they lost to the Knicks when they lost.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I remember and I saw that. And that Cody just put that one up, the stats RJ produced. The stats were crazy. I did see that the stat line of what he did before age 21, and I was impressed.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing about RJ, my other point about RJ is that it just doesn't seem like it's happening, even when it is. There's something about it, but you know what it is? If the Knicks are losing next year and RJ's getting these great numbers, he's still not gonna make the All-Star team. They gotta be winning.
No, they gotta be winning. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's, you know, and that's what Tip said. The first thing he said when he first got here, these guys are gonna give it. It's based off of team success. That's what they've always said.
I bet the Lion King tickets on, but you know, I want to see that shit too. I bet the Lion King tickets on. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I would be impressed. I would be happy. But the Knicks, for that to happen, the Knicks got to be winning. So how you feel about right now? I know it's early. If the lineup stays what it is now, where we at next year?
If the lineup stays where it is right now. All right, so the lineup is okay. So the lineup, all right, for my lineup is Jalen Brunson, which I hope is the lineup. Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson.
So where we stand by All-Star break?
By All-Star break, I believe we are an 8th seed. That's an 8th seed team.
RJ Barrett getting in the All-Star game.
Especially if RJ Barrett takes a step up. That's with RJ Barrett as of what I know him to be this year. I think they're an 8th seed team. If RJ gets any better,
6th seed.
I don't know. It depends. It depends on how good RJ gets. I'm just saying, based on the RJ I know today.
You think our success hinges upon how much RJ Barrett gets?
RJ Barrett, yes, because there's no star that's going to be out there that we can get as a wing star. No one's going to be out there like RJ Barrett being a great player is something that really, really needs to happen for the franchise, which is why they're putting all of their eggs in that basket. Because they have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have any other guy. You know what I mean? They have to, for the first time in history, or in the last 20 years, take one guy and develop him as your building block. They didn't do it with Porzingis because whatever happened behind closed doors, and he was never healthy. You know what I'm saying? His health was stupid. It was just terrible. But, this is what they got to do. This is what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I think.
You see the Toxic 40 that Noel make the All-Star at Kings County.
Kings County.
Where'd he go? He went to the Kings?
No, he went to Detroit.
Yo, they sent everybody to Detroit.
Yeah,
and then they finally said what they got back. What they get back from the they got a pick, right?
You got a pick back.
Yo, they sent like 4 dudes over there for a pick.
Yo, they did our dirty work for us. I'm glad, bro. I'm glad.
If I'm Detroit, I'm looking at them like, yo, what y'all doing? Why you? I'd have been like, what you doing with all these dudes? Noel?
Listen,
yo, they must got some dude on tape in Detroit.
They got to.
In some one of those mansions at a party or something like that.
Nah, I heard that Scott Perry has a lot of good relationships around the league. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, give me all your fucking losers. Yo, you my man. Yeah, give me
you my man, give me all that.
Give me you got Noel. Give me Noel. Give me who else? They said Kemba. Give me Noel. Give me
Burks.
Kemba. Huh?
Burks.
Give me Burks. What you doing?
Yo,
I love it.
Listen, well, we basically gave them 2 picks in 2 lottery picks. Well, we didn't give them the second one. The second one they got from us. The first one they had Jaden Ivey because they already with the fifth pick. But we gave them another lottery pick in Jalen Duren, which is they got lucky. They got lucky. So they kind of owed us. They owed us. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what you gotta do. And we got 19 million. Like Cody said, we got 19 million trade exception from Detroit as well.
You like Hunt?
Ferron Hunt?
Yeah.
He's cool. I mean, he's on a 2-way deal. I think we'll see what he does. He only had 5 points tonight. He had 16 last night. I mean, at the game before. But I think these guys need time. They got to play. But yeah, man. My only point of I think to go back to your question, I think we're AC based off what I know us to be right now, based off what I've seen from Jalen Brunson. I also believe Jalen Brunson is going to come in as a better point guard than he was last year because knowing the responsibility that you're going to have. Same thing with RJ, knowing the responsibility you're going to have. You train differently.
If they give him the keys, I think the kid has a lot of potential to do whatever he needs to do. If the Knicks ship out Rose and or Fournier, I think they got to bring back a veteran. Maybe somebody who's not as old. He got to do something.
I kind of hope not, because he's gonna take somebody's spot.
No, I mean, if it's a veteran like that, you understand. You be like, nah, he's nice. I don't think it was gonna be. But if they bring back a veteran, because now we have a team full of young dudes, we wouldn't have anybody telling these kids anything or being an example. Because right now our veterans are RJ. You have Julius Randle. But if you have somebody who's a little bit more respected around the league. But I don't know who that is. I can't think about anybody right now. But if we do, I don't necessarily want. I like D Rose.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think they're gonna get rid of one of them because even if you had D Rose quickly, and then you had Fournier off the bench at the 1, 2, and 3, defensively, you're getting killed off the bench also. So I don't know.
I mean, that's part of the issue of having a lot of these older guys is that they can't play defense anymore.
They gotta go young.
Serviceable defense.
Yeah, you gotta go young. At the very least, I think the Knicks got to do that. At the very least.
And I mean, listen, for the first time in a long time, we have a point guard. That's been our main issue.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Brunson.
Just having a point guard.
I think he'll open the game up for RJ. I think I think RJ will have a great year. Mm-hmm. Now, this is another reason why I don't think he'll be an all-star. Because if Brunson makes RJ look good, they're going to attribute that to Brunson, not to RJ.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Mm-hmm. But if RJ makes the all-star game, I give you the $20 for entry. I give you the $25. Both for y'all.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I say that they're gonna be a 8 seed is because if you look at every single team that's in the playoffs, they have a point guard. Like the Boston Celtics got in because they had a point guard, but he wasn't like a point guard. But they had a lot of defense, and they also had a lot of playmaking by other guys on that team, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Not for nothing, I was a little surprised they got as far as they did, but that was that.
Yeah. But the point is, you got to have a point guard to get into the playoffs. Like you don't, until you have a top 20 point guard, you just don't make it into the playoffs. Yeah. The Brooklyn Nets, a few years ago, before they actually made it into the playoffs, that's when they had Spencer Dinwiddie. And they actually made it in, you know what I mean? And that's when Spencer Dinwiddie was actually doing a little bit better. But I just think that having a point guard, it puts you in position to, you know what I'm saying, do a lot of things that you can do. See, this is what happens when you jump in and you be a troll and you don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot of Knicks fans that know why that this statement doesn't make any sense. Brunson had Luka. Who was Luka on the Knicks? Basically saying,
what's he talking about?
He's trying to say that because he had Luka, it was easier for him to score. But how does that make sense when your scoring average goes up when Luka's not in the lineup? And that's really all I gotta say about that comment there. But you know what I'm saying? That's just it. Luka is the most ball dominant player in the league. If you look at his usage rate, he has the highest usage rate in the league, which means anybody that plays with him, you're gonna see the ball a lot less than you would playing next to any other star in the NBA or player in the NBA in general. So, you know what I mean? That was part of the reason why he wanted to leave. But yeah, man, we definitely gotta see what else they got. It's going to be a lot of stuff up in the air, but I think as of this summer, this is it. Like, you know, we're not gonna go try to make the finals. We're not that good. We just tried to shore up our team and make some solid moves.
We might be.
Let's not do that. Let's not do it. We gotta be realistic. We're gonna be realistic.
Talking about RJ gonna make the All-Star team. Like shit, shoot for the stars.
Let's not get crazy. That's more realistic than us making the freaking finals. Like, come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
A little bit more realistic.
But we shooting for the stars. I mean, shit. Why not?
Shit. They call him Star J for a reason, man.
Yeah.
But listen, that's all we got. I don't want to beat a dead horse over here. I guess free agency hasn't completely finished. Has it? Is it over? I believe it's over. And then, you know, it's going to be a quiet summer. You know, we're going to be looking out for some footage, some training. You know, a lot of guys start to, especially after free agency, they start to do their little training sessions and their workout sessions, and they posting all their in the gym videos, and they're looking amazing in the gym that they're never going to look that good in the, you know, on the NBA court. But this happens every year. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much all we got. You got any other final points you want to let out there, Dre?
Nah, man. I you know, I'm excited. It's always exciting. I'm really excited about the Brunson signing. I don't think he's overpaid. I think he's about there. A lot of these people are getting a lot of money. These guards and other players are getting a lot of money. Shit is out of control. So what he got from New York, like the richest franchise in the NBA, even with these bum squads, right? I think that's fine. If the Knicks make a couple more moves, I'm looking forward to seeing if they do something. If not, I think we're middle of the pack next season. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody really,
as long as we're not bottom like we was last year.
Yeah, I get the bottom thing is like that. You know, I think that the Knicks are probably, the way it looks right now, even with the squad we have and these young kids, we might be just outside. We might make the play-in. We might be just outside of that. That's what I'm feeling right now. I don't know. The game's got to be played. I don't care about none of that off-season videos, working out and sweating in the gym. You got to play the game. You know what I'm saying?
And also, if Julius Randle comes back better and RJ comes back better and we have a better point guard in Jalen, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, and we got to see how that works. You know, that's going to take time to develop. They're going to have training camp and everything. But by November, we start to figure out, see what these boys are looking like and the potential in it, because that's all it is right now. I mean, I don't know what the other trade is going to be, but I have a feeling if Fournier is involved with a trade, we're not getting like some super shit, superstar stuff back.
No,
you know what I mean? So,
well, I guess we will be keeping posted. We will be keeping posted. There's a lot of stuff going on. I guess we're waiting for the KD domino to fall to see wherever he lands. I think that's just that whole situation.
Yeah, what if it leave Ben Simmons? What if they both leave? What Ben Simmons doing? Yeah, they bugging.
Listen, that franchise.
Now you got to get rid of Ben Simmons. What do he want to be there for?
He look happy. He been looking happy. Look, with everything going on, he been looking happy. Like, yeah, this about to be my team. Like, all right, whatever, dude. Like, it's cool. I think Ben Simmons, they still have a star. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ben Simmons is still a star. When he's healthy, he's a star. So, which another reason why I think it was stupid for KD just not to re-up, even if Kyrie wasn't there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't have to be. You got Ben Simmons sitting there. You just played yourself.
It's your team. It's your team. You know what I'm saying? So I think Ben Simmons, he's still a star. You got KD still. You know, I mean, you could have did whatever. Now that, you know, whatever. We'll see what happens. Their team is still going to be a good playoff team because they have a two-way player as their best player. So
Ben Simmons, if he don't have them stars, when he gonna be unhappy, he gonna ask for a trade too. What are y'all doing?
As long as nobody says anything negative to or about Ben Simmons, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Don't leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Yo, Ben Simmons is gonna be out there getting triple doubles and 20-point losses and having a smile from ear to ear.
Yeah, from ear to ear. As long as you don't call him a bum.
Like, yo, you're a bum, bro. You can't make no free throws. He's gonna be like,
yeah, he's gonna be out there bricking free throws. You stop crying. Shut up.
Yo, my back hurt.
Leave me alone. Yeah, get out of here. Yo, you fucking baby.
My back hurt.
I don't get it. These dudes is different nowadays.
Different, man. It's different. But listen, that's all we got, man. Until next time, yeah, have a good one, man. Peace.
Make peace.